Shalom to all lovers of the Jewish nation, the land of Israel, the God of Israel, and His Torah. Today we will be learning from the book of Rabbi Eliezer Melamed, Peninei Halacha, The Nation and the Land, Chapter 1, The Mitzvah to Settle the Land of Israel, Section 1, Settling the Land, a National Mitzvah. The Torah commandment to settle the land of Israel is comprised of two components, a general mitzvah and a personal one. The general mitzvah is incumbent on Klal Yisrael, that is, the entire congregation of Israel, past, present, and future, and demands that the Jewish nation as a whole conquer and settle Eretz Yisrael. The personal mitzvah obligates every Jew to live in the land of Israel and to take part in its settlement. Initially, we will deal with the first component, the commandment incumbent upon the entire nation to conquer, govern over, and dwell in the land. Concerning this, the Ramban Nachmanides wrote, "We were commanded to take possession of the land which the Almighty, blessed be He, gave to our forefathers, to Abraham, to Yitzchak, and to Yaakov, and to not abandon it to other nations, or to leave it desolate. As He said to them, you shall dispossess the inhabitants of the land, and dwell in it, for I have given the land to you to possess it, and He said further, to inherit the land which I swore to your forefathers. Behold, we are commanded with the conquest of the land in every generation." If we examine precisely the Ramban's words, we find that there are two aspects in the general mitzvah of settling the land. First, Eretz Yisrael must be under sovereign Jewish rule and not under the rule of foreign nations. However, by merely conquering the land, the mitzvah is still not complete. The second aspect must be undertaken as well, namely, the entire land must be settled in order that it should not remain desolate. Clearly, the building of houses and cities in selected parts of the land is not sufficient, since by doing so, certain areas of land will still remain barren. The mitzvah is to develop all the width and breadth of the land. As long as there are parts of Eretz Yisrael that remain desolate, it is still incumbent upon us to plant more trees and build more houses. The Ramban emphasizes that this commandment applies to all times. He states that in every generation, Jews are commanded to inherit and settle the land, and points out that the mitzvah was not solely upon our exodus from Egypt. Unfortunately, for many generations, we were in a situation of forced coercion, in exile, against our will, both physically and spiritually, and we couldn't fulfill this mitzvah. By the grace of God, in recent generations, our situation changed, and we can now properly fulfill the mitzvah of conquering and settling the land. In our time, Hashem's promise to gather the exiles from the four corners of the world is a reality that we have had the great privilege to witness. Operating behind the curtain of modern history, the master of the world has brought about world wars and international treaties in order to once again establish the nation of Israel in its land. With miracles apparent to all, Hashem has led Israel's armies to victories over far more numerous foes. He has rebuilt Jerusalem, the holy city, and Jewish communities all over the country, repopulated the biblical hillsides of Judea and Samaria with His children, and re-established Israel as the Torah center of world Jewry. Additionally, Hashem has blessed the reborn Jewish state with incredible agricultural, scientific, and technological advancements that have startled mankind and turned Israel into an international superpower in a few short decades. Notwithstanding all of these obvious signs of redemption, not all of our brothers have heeded the call and returned to our land, and there are still those who maintain that the mitzvah to live in the land of Israel does not apply in our time. Since there is still widespread misunderstanding over this question, it is important to review some of the fundamental opinions concerning the obligation to settle the land of Israel today. And we will do that in our next meeting. Shalom.